The death of Maddy Tankerson is, honestly, one of the more depressing deaths in recent history. She was a young woman with a whole life ahead of her, and it ended out of nowhere. Maddy had been struggling to fit in with her dance group, Tankertube, and was, well, one of the most forgettable members of it. Welcome to The Impact, a documentary series that airs weekly, where we cover fake celebs, and today we're documenting the story of Maddy Tankerson, how she struggled to fit in with Tankertube. Maddy had been a long-time member, so let's take a look at her early days. Tankertube was created back in 2016 by John Tankerson, the grandfather of the Tankerson siblings, as a creative outlet that used Roblox. At first, the dance company was made up of 10 of the Tankerson siblings: Arnold, who was a boxer; Shane, a gamer; Apple, a ballet dancer; Thana, an influencer; Jake, a DJ; Rebecca, a historian; Hank, Gregory, also a historian; Caden, a child who did all sorts of activities; and of course, Maddy. One sibling, Tim, was notably excluded from dancing, and he was actually subjected to mistreatment by his mother, Thana, and Jake, and never appeared in any videos. The group's early performances featured these Zumba-inspired dances. Maddy's role at this time was as a key dancer. She even led some songs, but honestly, she failed to gain much exposure. At first, the channel's content mainly consisted of these Zumba-inspired dance videos, which didn't really catch on, often barely reaching 10,000 views per upload. Still, the channel gradually built up a small following, eventually reaching 5,000 subscribers. As things progressed, more dancers joined the roster, including Blake, Aiden, Becca, Trevor, Lee, Michael, Dale, Vanessa, Stacy, Ava, and Brady. With the group getting bigger, Maddy soon became friends with Trevor and Dale. John Tankerson, noticing the huge global popularity of K-pop and its intricate dance culture, had a pretty pivotal realization. By shifting Tankertube's focus to K-pop level choreographies, the channel could maybe hit millions of views. This insight kicked off a slow but deliberate shift toward more complex K-pop inspired dance routines. That strategic pivot turned out to be a big win, propelling the channel's subscriber count to 100,000. Tankertube soon entered a period of pretty significant early success. Some of the most notable dance videos from this era included Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke featuring T.I. and Pharrell, which had 6 dancers and racked up 2 million views. Then there was Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars, with 8 dancers and a staggering 56 million views. 22 by Taylor Swift, with 5 dancers, pulled in 19 million views. 2 more videos really boosted the channel. All About That Bass by Megan Trainor, which got 7 million views, and Rock and Roll Will Take You to the Mountain by Skrillex, which hit an unbelievable 243 million views, and was later featured in a Mr. Beast video. Mr. Beast even praised the dancers. The channel's popularity just kept climbing, and it became a global phenomenon, reaching 1 million subscribers. During this time, the channel also experimented with vlogs and gameplay videos, especially of Just Dance, but those didn't really get the same level of attention as their main dance content. John faced a choice: change the style, or stick with it. He chose to keep it the same. A dance to Billie Jean, which Maddy was a part of, as one of the 5 dancers along with Dale, Blake, Aiden, and Jake, helped Tankertube reach that 1 million subscriber milestone. The video became a meme, and honestly, it did some good for Maddy, helping her finally get the exposure she needed. A pretty significant change happened when Brady, one of the dancers, left the group, publicly calling his involvement a business. He also claimed Tankertube is not a YouTube channel but a company. His decision really didn't sit well with Maddy, who just wanted things to stay the same. This departure opened the door for a new wave of talent, including Mike, Jeff, Chris, Johnny, CW, Eric, Derek, Case, Sabrina, and Matt. With these new members, Tankertube cemented its reputation as a leading Roblox dance channel. The group continued to pump out high viewership videos, including Bangarang by Skrillex, led by Shane, which got 60 million views, Like I Would by Zayn, led by Shane and featuring Dale, Blake, Becca, Chris, Case, and Mike, with 43 million views. Radical by Dairo and Danik, led by Becca, with 10 million views. Sorry by Justin Bieber, led by Blake with a 6-member all-female dance group. Rockabye by Clean Bandit, with 9 million views. California Girls by Katy Perry, led by Vanessa, with 42 million views. And Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob, with 10 million views. As the channel's success grew, members were pressured to get social media accounts and even start their own YouTube channels. Maddy started her own channel, but it just didn't take off. It only had 100 subscribers, and honestly, it made Maddy even more forgettable. In one YouTube video, Maddy said Arnold was the one who got her into dancing. She and Thana were rivals at first, but over time, they slowly bonded. So, TankerTube became like a real phenomenon, and, it started attracting fans of K-pop. As time went on, the dynamics in TankerTube began to shift. The Tankersons, who had most of the attention because of their dance style, started to get overshadowed, since fans became obsessed with 5 other dancers. Aiden, Blake, Becca, Trevor, and Dale. Aiden, well, he became known as the heartthrob and the charismatic frontman, thanks to his charm, his looks, and his confidence. Management noticed just how popular he was, and began to prioritize him over Thana, especially when it came to interviews. Then, as time passed, he became even more prominent in their dance videos, often being the lead dancer for super successful songs, like Get Right by Jennifer Lopez, Mi Gente by J Balvin and Willie Williams, Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee, and Money by Lisa. He spoke in interviews for TankerTube, eventually, more than any other member. It really started to feel like TankerTube needed Aiden, and without him, the channel just wouldn't feel the same and might even die out. Dale, another dancer, had a totally different appeal. He's known for always wearing sunglasses while dancing. Becca made a name for herself with her brief twerks, which made her really popular. Blake had her own thing going on too. She's famous for her fast-paced dancing and creative moves, plus she had the looks that fans loved. Trevor is known for his swagger moves. It seems like Thana enjoyed the spotlight, but there was some tension, especially with Blake and Dale. Being overshadowed wasn't easy for Maddy, but honestly, this was just the beginning of her problems. She started to lose prominent roles in TankerTube, which was now dominated by Aiden and Blake. Her screen time decreased as fans focused on other dancers, and management prioritized Aiden and Blake for many videos. Plus, the filming schedule for TankerTube was non-stop, which, really put Maddy under a lot of stress. Later on, 2 other members, Ian and Jansa, joined the troupe, and sadly, Maddy's time in TankerTube only got worse from there. You see, when Arnold and Shane and Thana had a clear dance style they wanted to go with, both became very powerful members. Arnold uses his boxing moves in the song Believer by Imagine Dragons, and Shane has the charisma. He slowly began to become popular again, along with Arnold, Thana, Shane, and Apple. Maddy, on the other hand, struggled to find a dance style. She was really inconsistent, and when she led the dance video to Red Moon by Card, it flopped, getting only 560,000 views. This was like a really hard thing to deal with. Seeing 5 members succeed while she failed made it even harder. Her personal life also had its problems. She had to leave school, while trolls created fake Maddy, Ava, Trevor, Ian and Jake accounts to try to become famous. In October 2019, a controversial incident happened involving member Sabrina, who recorded and shared a video of Tim, the Tankerson sibling excluded from dancing, being pushed into a pool. This video led to severe online harassment and bullying directed at Tim, and it was further exacerbated by members Lee and CW. This caused a real outrage. Maddy later posted a video stating she would not appear in TankerTube videos with Sabrina after what happened. This, though, did not impact TankerTube, because after this, TankerTube released a series of YouTube videos where the dance count increases with every song. So, here are the following songs they covered. For 4 dancers, there was Classic by MKTO, where Mike, Jeff, Matt, and Johnny all wore magician-themed costumes. Then, with 5 dancers, they performed Worth It by Fifth Harmony. Thana, Blake, Ava, Becca, and Stacy danced in an office building. For 6 dancers, Don't Let Me Down by the Chainsmokers had Blake, Dale, Trevor, Aiden, Ian, and Stacy, dancing in front of two men who were driving a car. They stopped when they saw Stacy, and the other dancers appeared during the first drop. The car's hydraulic suspension started bouncing up and down on its wheels, and as the beat progressed, the rocking became more intense. By the end, the two men were lifted out of the car, suspended in the air. With 7 dancers, they took on Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z. Jeff, Mike, Dale, Becca, Blake, Ava, and Jake performed on a building in New York, all in black and white. For 8 dancers, Heroes, We Could Be, by Alesso, featured Blake, Mike, Becca, Ava, Lee, Chris, Jeff, and Aiden, all dancing in a black room with lasers. With 9 dancers, they nailed the official choreography for Gangnam Style by PSY, Dale, Derek, Eric, Mike, Chris, Becca, Ava, Sabrina, and Blake. For 10 dancers, Cold Water by Major Lazer had Blake, Becca, Ava, Vanessa, Stacy, Shane, Apple, Jake, Mike, and Chris performing on Water. And with 11 dancers, Get Busy by Sean Paul included Sabrina, Chris, Jeff, Ava, Lee, Blake, Dale, Derek, Eric, Mike, and Michael. The series was honestly a major success, and TankerTube saw its peak popularity. Maddy appeared in none of these videos. Her exclusion from the series was explained in 2021, when Maddy posted a video explaining why she did not appear. She was just tired of the filming. As a result, Blake became a really proficient dancer, appearing in so many videos. I feel like a background character in my own group. In 2020, fed up with the way he was being treated, Tim started his own YouTube channel where he played Roblox. However, the COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns forced the dancers to live together in a mansion. By 2022, Tim's channel had gained 100,000 subscribers. In one video, Tim expressed disappointment with the lack of success on his channel, and he even reposted a TankerTube video that Maddy had been part of. Maddy responded online, praising Tim's channel. Around 2020, rumors started circulating about a feud between Maddy and Sabrina. Neither dancer ever addressed these rumors directly, but fans speculated that the tension between them contributed to Maddy's increasingly rare appearances in TankerTube videos. In 2022, Maddy, Arnold, Shane, Mike, and Aiden did an interview with YouTuber Liam Gain. Maddy really enraged fans by making a dig at Becca and her twerks. If shaking your butt for half a second counts as a signature move, then I guess anyone can be a fan favorite. Maddy also called Becca talentless and a weirdo in the troupe. She even claimed Becca was only doing it for attention and wanted to be famous. Maddy appeared to say some negative things about Becca, and fans were honestly stunned by her comments. They also took issue with her claims that Becca was just trying to get famous. Maddy was dragged online for dissing another member of her troupe, so much so that she disappeared from the troupe for 4 weeks. Later, Maddy posted on her YouTube channel, explaining she had no intention to appear in dance videos with Sabrina. She also apologized to Becca. Also, in 2022, TankerTube caused controversy when they banned Russian music following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. TankerTube received a lot of backlash, as fans protested the loss of Russian artists like Little Big and Sarah Bro. TankerTube's stock fell by 5%, a loss of $200 million. The decision did not go over well with Chris, who wanted things to stay the way they were. Later, Maddy tweeted, "I have been a fan of Little Big for years, and it sucks not dancing to them." The channel later continued operating as usual. Between 2023 and 2024, Maddy became even more forgettable. She received fewer dance roles, which Aiden and Blake dominated. Maddy later posted a video explaining her frustration with her lack of presence in TankerTube. She also thanked fans for their support. However, during 2023, TankerTube was hit with another controversy when they banned Israeli music following the Gaza war. Fans protested losing artists like Netta, and as a result, TankerTube's stock fell by 14%, a loss of $300 million. Later, Chris, Mike, Trevor, and Lee released a joint statement announcing they would avoid politics to prevent more controversy. Later, rumors of a feud between Sabrina and Maddy grew when Maddy pulled out of a TankerTube video. She, Sabrina, Chris, Jeff, and Aiden were supposed to appear in, and she was replaced with Thana. Later, Maddy posted that she is still active, has been in touch with her family, and continues her time in TankerTube. She thanked fans, and confirmed she was still around. However, from what happened on October 15, 2025, we know that didn't last. On that day, the Tankerson family attended a play. Arnold posted about their intention to watch some entertainment after a lot of dancing. They went straight to the stage and sat down. During that time, a man named Brandon Dracowell caused a lot of commotion at the play. The mom arrived at the play at 10 o'clock in the morning. A fan told reporters that Maddy had approached them and had appeared sober, talking at length about her time in Buenos Aires and her appreciation of the area. That night, a woman saw Brandon and said this about him in an interview. One of my friends was due to get a sight, so the hotel staff were a little on edge because he still hadn't checked out at 4:30 p.m., but also because of his behavior. I came into the hotel and he was waiting by the elevator, and it was so clear he wanted someone to recognize him. There was something a bit desperate about him. I was with my friends and we did know who he was, but none of us were that bothered. When the lift came, he suddenly said to us without any prompting, "Yes, I'm Liam," really drawing it out, and then said, "All right, come on you lot. Get in the elevator with me. I love a cuddle." I decided against it and waited for the next one. He then pulled out a gun and said, "Come and get in bed with me." I declined. Then the woman left. It was around this time a man at the play made the first police call. 1 hour later, a man in a bathroom during the play heard loud banging noises coming from another bathroom and saw Brandon exiting. He then ran into where the play was happening, pulled out a gun and was about to kill Caden. Tim saved Caden and begged Brandon to kill him instead. Later, police arrived at the theater where the play was happening, and they heard a gunshot sound coming from inside, followed by screams. Maddy had been shot in the chest by Brandon. She suffered devastating wounds when she saved him and tragically passed away, meaning medical services could do nothing when they got there. Shortly after, fans of TankerTube began surrounding the theater, and Maddy's body was taken away by ambulance. Maddy's death devastated fans of TankerTube and the rest of the group. In response to the earlier bullying and online harassment of Tim, John Tankerson fired Sabrina, Lee, and CW, holding them accountable for their role in Maddy's death. TankerTube went into a 4-month hiatus. Recently, 3 people have been charged for murdering Maddy, one of whom was Brandon, who was accused of shooting her. Police have now determined that Maddy's death wasn't intentional, but rather a robbery planned by the 3, with $50 promised to anyone who would murder Caden Tankerson. In the wake of her death, Red Moon and Good Time both saw a surge in views. Red Moon jumped to 20 million, and Good Time to 12 million. Maddy was just 21 years old, which makes her death even more upsetting. The TankerTube fanbase is seeking justice for Maddy. They want Brandon locked up for life. It really makes you wonder if things could have been different, if Maddy had never taken the hit.